everybody, welcome to Squad Squad and welcome to Slav Guns. We are here and it's shorts weather, not because it's suddenly warm in Pennsylvania, but because I'm down in South Carolina at the Palmetto State Armory, the gathering event. This is the second event, and I'm here at my first booth, and one I think it's probably the most critical for gun owners at a time like this. I'm here with Jordan with Gun Owners of America, or GOA, or as I call them, the organization that actually has some balls. So, if you haven't heard of GOA, I'm going to let Jordan talk about it, describe the organization, kind of like what you guys are fighting for, and I guess what sets you apart from other organizations that are out there. So first, thanks for having me here.
Yeah, well, thanks for this opportunity. You know, at GOA, we fight for the Second Amendment in D.C., in your state capital, and everywhere in between. And the thing about us is we do not give an inch on the Second Amendment. We think shall not be infringed actually means shall not be infringed. And, you know, our gun rights have been infringed repeatedly over the years by Democrats and Republicans, and we're sick of compromise. We want our rights back. You know, that's why Harry Reid, the late senator, said that GOA is worse than bad. And when you have radical anti-gunners like that talking bad about you, you know you're doing something right.
Yeah. Well, and here's actually, I'm glad you kind of brought it up, because you have, so I mean, the biggest organization, so the NRA, and a lot of people who have been gun owners for a while will basically say that NRA, while they do a lot of good stuff, but they also compromise on the gun rights. And I think if you have somebody, so I mean, we had millions of brand new first-time gun owners in the past couple of years, and if you pull most of them, they would say basically, well, background checks are going to be very okay. I mean, it's common sense. And as a gun owner in the beginning, I was also kind of like the exact same way, which was like, well, it's like, there should be like kind of like a compromise to some degree. And I think it's like a good example of that, and one that you guys have been fighting about, is on constitutional carry. So in Pennsylvania, you kicked the ball down. I mean, like, they got a vote actually on the books. Granted, Wolf vetoed it, which we knew that was going to happen, but now there are senators on the books. But when it comes to constitutional carry, I think most gunners would say, and I guess my own take on it was like, I would want somebody to go and take training classes, but right now it's like I'm 100% and vehemently opposed of having it as a requirement to carry. And I guess like, talk about like why not compromising.
Well, you're right. I think every gun owner should seek training and be safe and competent with a firearm, right? That's something I think we can all agree on. But I think the COVID pandemic really shown the problem with permits. You know, I'm from North Carolina, and as many gun owners were potential gun owners wanted to buy guns, they realized that they had to get a pistol purchase permit before they could buy a pistol in North Carolina. And that caused huge delays and backlogs, and people were forced to schedule an appointment to get their pistol purchase permits to be fingerprinted or whatever months in advance. So they realized that, hey, you know, I don't have a right to own guns. I have a privilege to own guns, and that's what these permits do. That they turn your right to keep and bear arms into a privilege, and that's why we advocate. In fact, we're the original advocates of constitutional carry, which simply means you shouldn't have to seek government permission before you can exercise your right to keep and bear arms.
So for GOA nationally, kind of like, what are your big focus points? What are you guys trying to go and hammer out?
Well, we're fighting there on a lot of fronts, and sadly nowadays we're fighting a lot more defense than offense. But, you know, in a perfect world, we love to see the NFA repealed. The ATF, you know, they got to go, if you can see that. You know, but right now we're fighting Joe Biden and his agenda. The ATF, they are pushing all these regulations that, one, they don't have the authority to do, and two, will turn honest gun owners like you and me into criminals overnight, just because they deem a certain accessory illegal, you know, and we're fighting against that in the courts in every way possible.
And I mean, I'm glad you brought it up. So on the channel, we cover suppressors, and like, look, it's like shooting with a suppressor, it's the polite thing to do. If you don't shoot with a suppressor, it's just stupid. And especially when we have a lot of third world countries, and we have a lot of, I guess, as the liberals call them, more sane countries, you go there, you can buy a suppressor over the counter, or better yet, they require you to own a suppressor. Meanwhile here, where we have more guns per person than anywhere else,
I kind of wish they used the suppressor there, to be honest.
That would actually be good.
Yeah, yeah.
But like, even in the United States, like, well, you need a permission slip in order to buy a suppressor.
Yep.
It's just nuts. But we saw, so for ATF with the Form 1s,
yep.
they just blanketly denied a whole bunch of Form 1s. Why? I don't think anyone knows yet.
Yeah, you're right. And the ATF is just wildly out of control. And that's why they need to cease to exist as an organization. They're unelected, they're accountable to no one, and Joe Biden is just giving them a long leash to do whatever they want. And what do they want to do? They want to infringe upon our rights. Again, suppressors, please.
So the next question is, if somebody's already a member of other organizations, but they want to help out the GOA, and they basically want to take it to the government instead of playing defense, how can somebody help out?
Well, you can join GOA. You can go to our website at gunowners.org. That's gunowners.org, and you can join right from there. Usually it's $25 to join up for the annual membership.
Very cool. And anything else? Any last parting words?
No, thanks for having me on.
Awesome. So, Gun Owners of America, go. I'll have links in the description below. And honestly, no matter what side of the aisle that you're on, if you care about your ability to use a firearm and just even being able to own a firearm in the future, we got to take the fight to them instead of playing constant defense. So, as always, thank you for watching. Keep on squatting, and I'll see you in the next video linked up here.